Hello and welcome to Startup Hack. Today we are going to talk about writing files with C#. So let's jump right in. Make sure to check out the link down below because we always provide the code samples that you can pull down and follow along so you can see in our project. Do you want to earn $100,000 a year? Do you want to become a software developer within just 3 months? With our amazing course and awesome tutors, you never have to worry about getting stuck. We help students to learn skills that companies want to hire. We are Startup Hack. Don't forget to subscribe our channel. So let's get started. Alright, let's start with write to files. The stream writer inherits the text writer, which inherits iDisposable. That means we can use the using to initialize and use the stream writer. The basic setup look like this. First, I declare the variable file, which is an initialized stream writer. I send the path to the file with the constructor to the initialized stream writer. If you don't set a path, I only have written the file name. The file will be stored in the bin or debug folder of your application. If you want your own path or choose a different folder, simply write out that path like this. Now we can write text to the file. There are two ways of writing. For if you count the async variants like the console class, the stream writer has a write and write line. They do the exact same thing as the console.write and console.write line, except the stream writer prints to a file instead of the console output. Alright, this code writes the text, write and write line, the text whole, and this line as well in the text file, which I am generating as a new from stream writer. So when I run this application, so after running this application, see, it is giving me this file, your file here text, and when I open this file in the bin debug folder, it is showing me hello world. Hello is the write, like, and another line here. So this whole text write by C# in the text file. Alright, append lines. If you restart the application again, you will notice the text hasn't changed. Well, it has changed, but you don't notice it. By default, the stream writer empties the file and writes the text in the file again. In some cases, you don't want that. You might want to add lines of text. Instead of reading the whole file, placing it in a variable, adding the next text, and writing everything to the file, you can append text easily, making one change. The true in the code example here means that append is set to true. If you run the application, now you will see the text being added to the file. So let me run this application. So when I run it, see, it's appending the lines over here. Okay, now using folders. I have no path to the files I am writing to. It's pretty easy to add a path. If I want to write a file to, let's say, c/my folder/data.txt, I can simply put that path in a stream writer initialization. So path to file is here. Just make sure you add characters, string, literal, prefix over here so that it will make directed to that path. And also make sure the folder exists, because if it doesn't, you will get an exception and the application stops working. The best way to fix this is to check if the folder exists. If it doesn't, you create it. But we have the whole path in one string. We need to separate the segments, folder and file and combine them when we want to write the file. The class path has a create method for combining folders and files. You don't have to worry about slashes, escaping characters, and spaces in your path. It will take as many segments as you need, and it will create one string with all the segments. So take a look at this code. I separated the folder and file name into different variables. Then I combined them in a whole path on the line 3 here, line string path, path.combine method. Next, I check if the folder exists. If not, I will create the folder and move on. If the folder doesn't exist, does exist, it will ignore the create directory and write the text to the file. Alright, special folders. As a Windows user, I have some special folders. Not sure if this works on Linux as well because I don't use Linux yet. These special Windows folders are, for example, my documents, my pictures, program files, and so on. The type of folders you won't use that often. If you want to write the files with C# in a special folder, you can use the enumerable system.environment.special folder. Let's say we want to write a file to my documents folder. As you might know, an enumerable is not a string and you can't use the system.environment.special folder.my documents in the path.combine. You need the environment.get folder path, which gets an item from the environment.special folder. In the end, the code will look like this. Here's example. Alright, encrypting. In C#, there is a class called system.security.cryptography which holds a lot of methods that help you encrypt data. The idea is to encrypt the string you want to write to a file before you write it into the set file. So here's example code over here. Alright, I have added 2-byte arrays, key and 4. The key is literally the key to encryption. With this key, I can unlock the encrypted content and make it readable again. 4 stands for initialization vector and it is a random value. It is the starting point for the encryption process. It ensures that if you encrypt the same data multiple times, the result will be different. We need both the key and the IV to encrypt and decrypt the text, so it's a good idea to save them if you want to decrypt the data in future. The method encrypt string plain text is all about encrypting. AES stands for Advanced Encryption Standard and is a commonly used symmetric encryption algorithm. It divides the data into blocks and then applies a series of transformations for each block, substitution, permutation, and some mixing operations. First, initialize the AES class, then I let AES generate a key and IV for me, which I both store in the key and IV variables. You can generate your own keys, but it takes more code and I want to keep it simple. Next, I create an encryptor with the AES alg.createEncryptor. This is an object that can perform the encryption of the data using the key and the IV. The encrypted data is written into the memory of the machine with a stream writer. The stream writer needs the crypto stream, which uses a memory stream, the encryptor, and the stream mode. The stream mode is write, since we want to write the encrypted data to the memory. The encrypted data is now in the memory stream. To extract that, we place it in a byte array, convert that array to a base 64 string, and return it. If you want to make your encrypted data readable again, you need to decrypt it. You can't decrypt data if you don't have the key to unlock it. Luckily, the code of decrypting is a bit easier than encrypting. So here's example. So the first thing we need to do is convert the data from the file, a string, to a byte array. After that, we create a new AES object and tell AES what the key and for one IV are. Instead of an encryptor, we create a decryptor which receives the key and IV. Next, we create a new memory string which gets the encrypted bytes, then a new crypto stream which gets the initialized memory stream, the decryptor, and a stream mode of read. And last, we create a stream reader that gets a crypto stream. The stream reader holds all the information, can read the readable data and send it back to with the read to end. You retrieve all decrypted data. So thank you for watching this video. I hope you learned this concept of how you write the files with encryption and decryption as well. So don't forget to subscribe our channel and hit the bell icon for latest updates. To joining our course, you can simply go to our website called startuphack.com. Thank you.